So, ladies and gentlemen, stan culture disgusts me. Absolutely. Every last one of you stands on any side of the table. Absolutely disgust me. A lot of y'all act like Drake's the only one with stands. All of y'all are stands for some of these people. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not walking on eggshells for nobody. Fuck out of here. So, to get to the point of this video, most people don't want to call out their favorite artist. To go back to the point about me saying stan culture is disgusting, most people, when they have a favorite artist, they just can't handle the possibility that there's things that you could reasonably say that will be fair enough critiques of said artist. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to do it. And also, to the opposite side of that coin, when there's a certain person who may make a good point about the person they're standing over, who they may have and the person speaking, they have a problem with, the messenger they have a problem with, they get in their feelings. Case in point, Akademiks. See, a lot of y'all get mad at Akademiks. I don't have a problem with I view Akademiks the way I view every other celebrity, which is, they are who they are. I might agree with some things they say or do. I might disagree with other things they say they do, but it's really not that deep. But some of y'all get too in y'all feelings to acknowledge when somebody has a good point. I'm saying this because Akademiks hasn't really talked much about this Royal Rumble that we've all been enjoying for the past week or so. And he finally made a video discussing why. And I actually think it was a very insightful video on his perspective of the situation. He absolutely has a very good point when he's talking about the fact that Kendrick does need to respond. Otherwise, continuing this battle at a certain point, it's not going to make sense. Even though I've enjoyed it, many of you have enjoyed it, beyond a certain point, dropping 5-6 diss songs a day is going to start to wear people out. Fans are going to naturally just become fatigued. You already see this happening because if you look at some of the recent comments in the more recent diss tracks, you'll see people in the comments saying, "Oh my gosh, I have a job, guys, chill, lol. I'm going to school today, guys, chill, lol." Why? People, they're kind of laughing now, but they're trying to drop a hint that, yo, I hope this doesn't last forever because this is becoming too time consuming. That's just what it is. And now it's not going to last forever, obviously, because Daylight literally just put out a song called The End Credits, which is clearly him bowing out of the situation. It is what it is. But regardless of how you feel about Ak does have a point when he's saying, hey, Kendrick is ducking smoke from Joey Badass. He absolutely is. That's not debatable. Joey Badass has boldly come out here and called him out multiple times, and he doesn't want to step up and do anything about it. And this is the second time in his career where Kendrick has done this. This is part of the reason that even though the Control verse is so awesome and we all like it, this is part of the reason there's also a massive group of people who on the flip side do not like the Control verse. Not because it's a bad verse, but they don't like how Kendrick handled the aftermath, because he was talking as if he's really ready to go at whoever challenges him. But then a bunch of real lyricists came out and challenged him, partially because the general public was calling them out and saying, hey, you gonna let Kendrick just say that? You're not gonna jump in? And they jumped in. And then Dot ignored it, and all of Kendrick's stans were going through mental gymnastics to say that he doesn't have to justify, he doesn't have to validate them with the response or whatever, just making excuses. And I'm also seeing Dot stands make the same excuse now. They're trying to say that he doesn't have to respond to Joey. He doesn't need to. Yes, the hell he does. Yes, the hell he does. If Dot had come after Drake and Drake had came out here sending, and this is a point Ak made where I said, hey, regardless of how you feel about him, this is a good point. He's like, if Dot had dissed Drake and Drake had sent out Baka or Top 5 to put out response tracks, that would make Drake look crazy. And y'all know that y'all would be calling out Drake for that. So when Rayvon says on the song GoldenEye, was it GoldenEye? Whichever song Rayvon dropped, where he said that, hey, you saying I don't have Dot's number, who you think ordered the hit or who you think authorized it? While That sounds cool on paper. That does low-key make Kendrick look bad. You called it in hits just to handle Joey Badass. You don't want to step out because, again, no matter which way you guys flip it, we have not seen Kendrick go head-to-head against a real lyricist. His only battle to date was against a guy in Drake who we all know doesn't write his raps or doesn't write the majority of them. And also the only guy Kendrick has gone up against is a guy in Drake who there's an abundance of ammo on. There's an abundance of of receipts out there that can be used as ammo against Drake. Part of the reason I wanted to see Kendrick get into this Royal Rumble before it concluded, because it's pretty much concluded at this point. Part of the reason I wanted to see Dot get involved is because I wanted to see how Dot reacts to a real lyricist who doesn't really have a whole lot of dirt out there on him that you could use as ammo. The only piece of dirt they could throw out there that TDE has thrown out there so far is the allegations that Joey Badass was at these freak offs with P. Diddy. Now, I don't know Joey, so there's always a chance that could be true. However, what I have noticed is not only did Joey immediately deny that and dismiss it, but he's even gotten more bold and more defiant and more aggressive with his attacks. Almost that, and that makes it even less believable that he was at those freak offs, let alone when you factor in the fact that there wasn't any proof provided. And then it was funny that Joey Badass said, hey, I was at the Diddy parties, but you know who else was there? Top Dog. And as soon as Joey said that, I have not seen TDE stands have any smoke for Top Dog. All of a sudden now they don't want to assume that Top Dog. If you assume Joey was at them freak offs because he was at the party, what do y'all think about Top? Like these are questions that should be answered, but realistically they won't be answered, and that's fine. It is what it is. But we have to take note of the fact that Joey not only called out Kendrick, he also got very aggressive calling out Top Dog, even saying that he ran into Top Dog at these Puffy parties and Top Dog was begging him to help put on Ray Vaughn. And in exchange for that, Joey said, I'll do it, but I want to get a shot to go at the guy who bolstered your roster, the biggest artist you ever had in Kendrick. And yet it's been 48 hours. We've yet to hear Top Dog deny this. Nobody find that weird? Nobody finds that odd that he has not denied this yet? Nobody in that camp has denied this yet? Okay. That's, again, very, very interesting to me. And another issue I have with Stans, because this is basically a video of me ranting on Stans at this point. I don't like the fact that Stans don't want to give it up to Joey Badass right now. I'm seeing some Stans go as far as to say, oh, the people giving Joey credit right now are OVO refugees. Needless to say, I definitely don't fit that description. I've critiqued Drake many times on this channel. I've clowned Drake many times on this channel. But on the flip side, I've also said I like Drake's music. But it's never a Stan thing for me. I just want to be a straight shooter regardless of if I like the person's music or not. Having some integrity. And to me, when I hear that sort of logic, that to me screams that you don't want to admit that Joey is out here smoking these dudes, running laps. He's handling these beefs, this whole Royal Rumble very well. And guess what? The songs My Town and Crash Dummy are absolutely gonna be the two songs out of this whole beef that will carry on for the rest of the year. I promise you, these songs they actually will last. The rest of those songs will easily be forgotten about. That being said, also another issue I have with Stans here, just to keep pointing out the mind-boggling world of Stans, is when Drake called out Kendrick's fiance, people understandably said, hey, that's not okay. You can't do that. You roping in family. That's pushing it too far. Whatever happens to you, you deserve it. We not rocking with you. Now, when that happened, I understood that too, of course, that logic. I understood that logic. But my issue is when Ray Vaughn and Daylight start bringing in Joey Badass's fiance, all of a sudden these same clowns want to act like it's justified. These same clowns want to act like, hey, well, like it's it's just a sport. Like, nah, bro. Like, no, that's not, no, like, that is not how that works, bro. Like, what do you think this is, bro? Either way, man, we haven't seen Dot pop out. Dot went at the whole Joey went at the whole West Coast. He held New York down. Shout out to him. He held the East Coast down. And Kendrick was a ghost in this situation. And I believe it is extremely, extremely disappointing. As much as I like Kendrick, it is extremely disappointing that he was out here ducking that smoke. Now this is another scenario, just like Control, where people thought you was really trying to, beat in your chest and letting it be known that you're the top dog, no pun intended, and somebody's coming for you, and you have yet to again, if you want to be on top of the throne and hold that championship belt, you should not be opposed to battling a couple of times, and not just battling an easy target like Drake. Yes, Drake has a big fan base, and that technically makes him dangerous, but creatively, Drake is not a threat to people like Kendrick Lamar or Joey Badass or Daylight or Ray Vaughn or any of these other people here. Joey was a threat, and Kendrick hid in the shadows, because apparently, according to TDE stands and according to Dot stands, he's too high up above in the clouds to be bothered with this. Okay. Either way, still like all these people's music. I'm still gonna listen to Kendrick's music because it's dope. I'm gonna listen to Joey Badass's music because it's dope. I'm still listen to some of Daylight's music. I think he's a great lyricist, but some of his songs I ain't too fond of, but it is what it is. Like, I'm still gonna check it out, of course. Ray Vaughn, he's a dope rapper. I'm gonna check his stuff out too. It's dope. Despite my critiques about stands and how I have to get some of y'all in check, because some of y'all hop in my comment section like you are ready to risk your life and you're not. Overall, this Royal Rumble was very enjoyable. I really enjoyed it, for real. Like, I'm for real right now, deadass. Like, I really enjoyed this battle. This was my favorite thing of the week, really. I didn't sleep much because so much was happening, but it was still dope just to see all this play out and see hip-hop get back to a place of a competitive place where it didn't have to escalate to actual violence. To me, that was very dope, man. It was very, very encouraging. Sometimes, even though I'm a rapper too, make sure you guys like and subscribe, by the way. My name is Mfasis. I'm a rapper and producer. But even though I at times start to just get doubts with what hip hop is becoming and like where it's going, like I just you start to lose a little interest.